All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the SUG Heatwave UNEC edition. For this episode, we are going to be interviewing the person who is going for the position of the SUG Secretary General by the name Onouha George. You are very, very welcome to this podcast.
Thank you so
I'm here
much.
with my co-host Tony, and we hope that this session is going to be a blast, and we really look forward to interviewing you. All right, Tony, let's hear what you have for him.
Okay. Yeah, Secgen.
All right.
I will just, for this means, I will just allow you to basically introduce yourself to the masses to let everybody know who you are
Okay.
and why you are vying for this post. Just give us like a build up to why, like everything that you have, like from your personal
Alright.
life, the reasons why you are running for this post. So,
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tony and Mitchell. I think this is my first time participating in a podcast,
yeah.
and I'm very, very, very honored to be a guest at your podcast
Yeah.
show. Okay, so my name is Onouha George, and I'm a 400 level law student of the University of Nigeria Enugu campus. A very passionate leader.
Yeah.
I use the word very passionate because with my track record, if I look back at from when I was 17 to now, I think when I was 17 was when I got into active student services, and I'm 24 now, and I know like it has been a lot. I've served in many offices, and with doing all those, I just know that I'm very, very passionate about leadership. I'm very passionate about student welfareism too.
Yeah.
Okay, before now, when I was in Osaka, I did a degree in Osaka before coming over here. I've served as the secretary to the whole government of Enenjoko then,
Okay.
under the government of Kenechukwu, and the then governor, His Excellency Kenechukwu.
Yeah.
So after that, I served very well, and he thought it wise to make me the next hall governor. I was in 100 level when I was there. I mean, I won the election of hall governor in Njoku Hostel.
Wow.
Yes, and I was not just that. I also won the chairman council of all governors. That's the then 16 hostels we had in UNN. I was the chairman of all the hostels.
Wow.
I was the youngest in the council, and I was the chairman. So that's to show you that we've started this whole leadership stuff for a long time, and this is something I'm very passionate about. In fact, I'm so passionate about it that I'm passionate about my education, in as much as I still have to do the both. But I feel like talking to people, impacting lives is more important, because that's what we do for humanity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, is it like a generational something? Like, I mean,
Okay.
like from what you say, it seems like you're like naturally skilled at this
Okay.
politics and leadership. So maybe it's kind of like in your genes. Like, is it like maybe your father was or your grandfather? Or...
Okay. I ancestrally, I come from a royal family. In as much as my dad is the last son, or like in 8 boys. Like there are 8 in their family,
wow.
8 boys, and my dad is the last son. But I think my parents are. I think my dad and I are the only political people in my family.
Wow.
When it comes to politics. But when it comes to leadership, I think my parents did a whole lot in teaching us how to care for others. I have 4 siblings plus me 5. I'm the 5th. I'm the 4th person. I have a junior sister.
Wow.
And my siblings, they taught us something, how to take care of others, how to take care of your siblings. We are just like 3 years different from each other, as in age. You understand? And I learned a lot of leadership and kindness from my parents. My mom, then I remember, then she would have little, and she would take the little and help someone out there, and also then we are not happy about it. But I learned a lot from her, because impacting people, that one you give to someone, for her, she feels is the main one you have than the one you ate.
Yes.
You understand? My dad is very passionate about leadership too. He loves politics. He loves issue-based politics, not propaganda politics. And he interacts.
What is the difference between issue-based and propaganda?
Okay, issue-based politics is when you're telling your electorate, this is what I can do. This is what I want to solve. I've seen this lacuna in the government, and I want to close it.
Okay.
Now, propaganda is when you leave what you have for these people, and when you leave what you have for the people, and you now go to criticize your opponents,
Okay.
talking or raising controversies, exactly, things that don't matter about others again, instead of focusing on what you have, what you can do for the electorate. So my dad is about that, and I remember one time I had a little issue with my dad on who to support. Then he was supporting Buhari during his first tenure, and it didn't sit well with me. We discussed it. I think I remember one Saturday we had a very long discussion, in as much as we never agreed, because I wasn't supporting Buhari for any reason, but he supported Buhari because he was alive when Buhari was the military governor.
1983.
Yes, and then he talked out. He said that he saw what Buhari did then. Buhari's government, in as much as it was short, but it was productive, and he feels that he can do the same as a democratic elected governor, president. Sorry, but he later during the second tenure changed his mind because he saw
what happened.
Yes, so that's just how political. But my siblings, all of them, nothing really concerned them on politics.
Wow.
Though my junior sister contested for honorable in her school. She's a veterinary medicine student in Michael Okpara University. She contested, and though she did not win because of propaganda too, and her opponent was using propaganda and stuff. But at the end of everything, we are not very political in our house. But when it comes to leadership, I think we are very good at that. Yes,
That's nice. Okay, so having heard what you said about your time in Suka, and now we just wanted to know, okay, what was the reason for having to do double degrees? Like,
okay. I think, okay, first of all, in 2019,
okay,
I got admission to study law here, and my admission was terminated, and I was moved to another department because of over-admission. According to the report that was given to us, they said that the over-admitted students are here, so they moved me to public administration in Osaka. So while going there, it was very saddening because I've already resumed here. I've bought textbooks, I've paid my fees, and going over to a place where you did not want to go to, but I had to start there, and I did not just go there to while away my time. I got very busy, with politics and all those other things. So doing that degree there was not actually what I wanted, but it was what life threw at me, and I just had to do it.
I mean,
Yes.
it goes to show that you're someone that wherever you find yourself, you try to make more impact. And
Yes, actually.
So yeah, that's actually a very good one. Okay, now let's go straight into topics concerning your post. For the Secretary General as a person, like, what is your like go-to points to prove when you become the Secretary General?
Okay, first thing, I want to show the students generally that the position of the Secretary General can be very proactive.
Okay.
You get I remember this reminds me of a question I was asked during the screening by the secretary to the UNEC. He asked me that, given that the constitution just provided for 4 roles for the Secretary General, as big as this position is, the constitution just provided 4 roles there. That, don't I think that the position is a very inferior one, or why am I going for it when it's just this 4? But I told him that position is not a small position. In fact, it's a very crucial position, because I'm the which word do I use? I'm the custodian of all the secrets, if I'm to use secret letters, confidential letters that comes to the union. In fact, I am the gateway. I am the, what will I use, post office of the union.
Okay.
Every letter coming into the union, every letter leaving the union goes through my office. I hold these documents, and I keep account of this document. In fact, if there is an issue on something when it comes to what did we say in this last meeting, I'm the one to answer that question. So it's not a small position. It's a position that, in fact, every decision we make on student welfareism goes through me. You understand? So I explained it to him. So one thing I want to do is I want to make students know the use of that office very well. Like I want them to know that this office exists. And another point I want to prove is the fact that the secretariat has been inactive. The secretariat was not opened to just to be a hall or a venue, just a venue for meetings only. The secretariat is supposed to be active. In fact, this secretary general is supposed to be at the secretariat at a certain time. There should be a certain time the secretariat should be open for students to come and make complaints. There are some students that go through a lot in this school, and if the student wants, if a student wants to meet the director of welfare, and the director of welfare is not around, the best place to go to is the secretariat. And with through the help of the secretary, they can easily contact the welfare. They can easily contact the president and other people. So these are the things. And also, I want to create a hotline for students. I feel when students have issues, they need urgent reply. They can't make calls and then would receive their complaints, document their complaints, and give them solution.
Yeah, okay, like okay, what I basically got from this is that it's not the office itself that is dull, right? It's the people that have been in the office that make it dull, right? And then
Yes,
yeah, like
because they just, I think they just, what they do is they streamline themselves on on just the four provisions
yeah,
of the union.
yeah.
They don't elaborate on those constitutional
Yeah,
provisions.
yeah.
So I intend on elaborating more on
Elaborating
it.
more on it.
Yes.
Okay, like what you basically want to do is like you want to now be the person that will show them that okay, the office of the secretary general is not as small as people thought it was.
Exactly.
It's just the people that have been in the office.
I mean,
not the office itself.
yes, the secretary general is the third man in the union.
Wow.
So if
That's-
if the secretary general is not active,
yeah,
it's going to be a very that's when you now see a union that is inactive. You get, because the president will make his decision. The only way the students can know about it is when the secretary general makes these documentations and through the PRO send it out through media outlets.
Okay, so well, the next question for this segment is, this is transparency question. Like, we want to get to know how you plan to make document decisions that are basically done in the government, make it public. How do you intend on doing that?
Okay, yes, I intend on doing that through reports,
Okay.
school reports, that's union meeting reports,
yeah.
through minutes, through memos, through internal and external memos. Yes. Now, most importantly, I have just as a concerned student, and I worked with this current SUG Secretary General. I remember representing him in a meeting, and in that meeting, I took minutes of the meeting because I was representing the Secretary General. After the meeting was very productive. I think that was during this 60K and 30K increment of developmental fee for medicine and medical students. Yes. So we had that meeting. I was the person that took the minutes of the meeting that was published. You understand, on behalf of the Secretary General. Now, doing that made me understand that this type of meetings happen. I'm not going to lie. I know even the ones I don't attend, these meetings happen. But most times the Secretary General takes this minute, but these minutes don't get out to students. So students don't know that the meeting was held on their behalf. I could be here now, the LOSA president will be having a meeting on the welfare of the students, and when you finish having the meeting, because we did not know about the meeting, we in our minds
you
he's
think that
inactive.
he's inactive. Yes.
Yes. So most times these people are very active. These people do these meetings. These people talk passionately about the welfare of students, but these students don't know because no report went out there. Tell them, okay, on this date at this place, these people had this meeting about these topics and about these things, and this is what they came out the solution, and this is what they plan on doing this from now to this time. So students expect a result. So once students start knowing about this, they will know that actually these people are actually working.
Wow.
You understand? But if they don't know about it, they just feel the secretary just going about doing his personal business and leaving what was entrusted to him. So this is what I intend on doing. And when I plan to make sure that students through the PRO, because the PRO now is the media outlet, I will also use my platforms, but the PRO will also use his platforms and send out this report and tell them, okay, the union president went to Abuja and had this meeting with this also person, and this is what they plan on doing, and this is what was given. This is accountability. I think the Secretary General's position too is one of accountability.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what I intend on doing, and to be very accountable to the best of my ability.
Okay, that's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Mm.
Personally, I wanted to ask you like what are the issues you felt like the previous the previous governments had, but then you already answered it basically in this segment. So we're just going to go back to your maybe positions you've heard, and we want to know okay the kind of positions you heard and what you did when you were in those positions. Like maybe in here not you're staying in Suka, you're here in UNEC.
Okay, here in UNEC.
Yeah.
Okay, here in UNEC, I've served in I've served in numerous offices actually, and I don't know if I will be able to list all of them out. But first, okay, when I entered here first year, before I even resumed, I was made my class DOS.
Wow.
Yes, and in doing that, in as much as my class, they are not really very social people. I held a hike and picnic event for them, and we intended on doing a dinner, but I think the dinner didn't sit well with them. And what with social events is you do events that people approve or people want.
Yeah.
So after doing a poll and majority did not want that event to hold, I did not do it. But I was the one that created our class Instagram page that is close to 500 or more followers. I was the one that created it.
Yeah.
I've been the handler since first year, in as much as we also give it to the new DOSs that have come, but I've grown it. In fact, we started content in our class because of me and my assistant then that worked very closely with me. I've just been a very innovative person, and yes, we've created a lot of things. Even currently, even when I was no more the DOS, that's in second year when they appointed a new DOS, I still worked hand in hand. I've always been in the LOSA committee, vice president's committee, president's committee, director of social committee, and all these things I do them concurrently with my academics. Again, I'm currently the LOSA director of welfare board. And what we've done in that board is that one, we were able to pay school fees of about 6 persons. Yes, and we completed school fees of some other persons about 4. We just completed their fees and we paid fees of about 6. We also raised money to do feed and do hydrate LOSA. In faculty of law, hydrate LOSA is usually comes during election. When someone that is running for election does hydrate LOSA for like 1 week and then he stops. But that's not issue. That's not sustainable. That's not issue based for me, because why are you giving people water? You're giving them water because you want to hydrate them. As you can see, kidney disease is a prevalent disease currently. And what causes all these things? When you stress yourself and you don't hydrate yourself, your body, your kidney and all those things are helping detoxifying your body. They are worn out, they are tired because you don't have the essential material they use to function, which is water. So I tended on giving hydrating LOSA, one, to prevent that issue of kidney disease, and also to make them, because most times when you don't drink water, you become dull, your skin starts cracking. Your body is not going to look good. But when there is water, available water, not just that water. I'm not saying that lots of students cannot buy water for themselves, but most times you can have 1,000 naira. I just want to drink 1 sachet of water, and you cannot just go and give someone one. So you just have the water there at your reach, and you just take that and drink. So,
like you said, that was very innovative. Like that's very
I've done many other things, but it's trust me, it's a lot. I was a former Mr. Losa. I was a former Mr. UNEC, and UNEC Kings and Queens Forum have been inactive, very inactive. But I was able during my time as not as the administrator then. I was just the president because I was a Mr. UNEC. Just by being the president, I met that union work. I know many royalties, many models from here that I've trained, even from the scratch. I mean, not just maybe someone that has been trained. I've trained them, and they are holding very big pageant positions in school and outside. You get. So, and currently I'm also coaching persons, 2 students from UNEC that are running for Mr. Nigeria International. Yes, I'm coaching them, and I hope that during the finals they will win. Not 2 actually, 3, because one is also going for Mr. Institution Nigeria. He's representing UNN at the national stage. So I've done a lot actually.
That's very very good. And for someone that is also very interested in politics, you're also very, like you said, the leader, like a good leader.
Yes.
So okay, The question now I'm going to ask you, this one's pertaining to politics in UNEC.
Okay.
We have 100 level students, right? We're new to all these
Okay.
systems, and the politics in UNEC, I have a question on it because the way I see it is I'm in FAP sites.
Mm,
So vote for a FAPSA
Yeah.
student who is going for this. I'm a law site. So vote for a law site. Like that's how I see it. And
yeah.
it is everybody for himself. It's like tribalism basically. And this is one of the
Yeah.
problems in Nigeria, one of the biggest problems in Nigerian politics. So if we are
And UNEC is basically
replicating the same thing. So like what is your own take on this idea of like
FAFSA
tribal
for FAFSA,
yeah,
HESA for
FSA,
HESA.
LOSA for LOSA,
Yes,
yeah.
during one event that happened, Losa and Nursing games this thing. We did a drama, like a funny drama about it.
Yeah.
In as much as there are some factors you cannot take away from politics. You see, politics thrive. Nigerian politics, I will not use general politics, but I feel politics thrive with some factors being played in.
Okay.
You see, you cannot give someone a reason to do something about if you don't give the person a reason, like a personal reason, a personal interest. You get. Let's just say I come to you now.
Yeah.
You're in Losa, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, don't you think that if the secretary comes from Losa, he would take in you? One is that he's reachable to you more than if he's coming from other places.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not giving you reasons. I'm not telling you why you should vote me. I'm telling you why you should support me, like personally.
Yeah,
I'm not like yes, I'm giving
Yeah,
you
personal
your personal
interest.
your
Nice.
person. I'm farming on your personal interest
Yeah.
for you to support me. Now the thing there is that I feel that students should not use that as a reason.
Yes.
These positions are like job openings. You
Yeah.
get, and when you contact a when you employ someone to do a job, you don't employ someone because he's from your village. You employ someone that will give you profit, that will give you benefits,
that'll get the work done.
get the work done, and give you the results you need.
Yeah.
Now, people that vote because of Losa for Losa, HESA for HESA, medicine for medicine, they don't actually know what they are doing. Okay, look at the past. We've been doing it. Medicine for medicine, HESA for HESA, Losa for Losa. Where has it brought us to? You get just the best. What I encourage UNEC students generally to do is look at the candidates. Look at the ones that have the issues, the real issues, and then try as much as possible to know how sustainable their results or their solutions are, and support them.
That's a very good answer because I've been waiting for someone to tell me this thing since. Because throughout my stay in UNEC, it's just been I'm a FAP site, I'm a law site. Vote for this, vote for this person, he's a law site. Vote for this person, he's a FAP site. Like it's crazy, and then I don't really see politics as something to be done. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Nigerian politics is still the way it is. And so yeah, it's a very good answer.
Yeah, very good answer. And honestly, I thank Tony for asking that question because I remember at the Congress, I think this week, the Congress that Losa held, I think this week, they were, basically talking about voting. Yeah, I actually saw some nice candidates. I was like, okay, yeah, this guy has my vote, this guy has my vote. But like, they were trying to make it, vote for this person because he's in Losa. And personally, I'm the kind of person that even if I want to get something done, I won't even select you because you're my friend or because I know you or because you can get the work done, right?
Yeah.
And so I thank Tony for asking that question. And I want to ask you, do you think that it is something that can be solved? I mean, because in as much as the problem has been identified that okay, there's this faculty tribalism in UNEC when it comes to SUG elections. Do you think that okay, this thing is something that can be addressed? Do you think that this thing is something that can be solved? Do you think that it is, or it is just it is just how the system will continue going?
It can I cannot say it can be solved fully because these are the basis on politics. You get now faculties are now assuming the position of political parties. You understand? And what PDP will tell you is vote PDP, even if they like let them bring a child from a child of 6 years and tell you that PDP has endorsed this person. They will want every PDP person to. I remember in the last election, I campaigned massively for P2B. Like I think my Twitter handle currently my username is George for P2B.
Oh.
Yes, that's it. I was so invested in his election, even till now. But during the state election in Enugu, I supported Peter Mba. The same energy I used it for Peter Mba. You get, because I checked the
Alright.
portfolio of all the presidential candidates.
I think the Labour Party's candidate was killed or something.
He was not. No, that was a senator.
Okay.
That was not for gubernatorial. The Labour Party guy currently has left Labour Party.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And to show you that it was that if imagine we voted him because he was in Labour Party,
Oh, yeah.
and and now he has moved to another party. You see, he's not in PDP. So now you've seen that it was not just about that party. They use party to get a fund, and then they would sell a certain ideology to you, and then you buy it, and afterwards they will do they'll do another thing. So
Okay.
me, I am not for that, and I feel like it's something that can be solved, but it cannot be solved totally, because some persons too out there will still use I cannot vote anybody that's not my faculty person. No, you get. But they are not interested. They are not looking at these prevalent issues. What are the issues of the union? What have this union done to you that you don't want? Who has the solution amongst these people? These are the questions they should ask. Now, though, okay, this is what this person has for us. This is what this person has for us. This is what this person has for us. Which one is more practical and sustainable? You see situations where someone will just tell you something, like, I will make sure that each person will have a boss in this school. You will not be trekking. Anytime rain is falling on you, there will be someone that will carry umbrella. What you will not be asking is, how possible is this?
How possible? Yeah.
You get, not just making empty promises. How practical is this promise? You get. At the end of the day, students have to just trust us too. You get, because even after we make all these promises, you get that you just have to. The trust comes with knowing how practical it is.
Yeah.
You get, because if I intend on doing something, I would know exactly how to go about it. You get. Let's just say I want to, repaint this a place we are in. Yeah. I will tell you, don't worry, I will buy paint from America, and this American paint, and the person that will paint it will come from London. And what you will not be taking is, does he have the money to bring this paint from America? Does he have the money to bring in this person?
Personally, I've been an advocate of going back to verify what he has done in the past. I'm not someone that will sit down and hear you give me promises without me having to find out, okay, he has probably made promises in the past. How well did he?
I in every position I've had, I've actually done what I said. People ask me, why didn't you do this? Ask you, when you voted me, what did I tell you I would do? You get, this is what I said I would do. Did I do it? When you have a failed government is when you don't do what you promised, because people actually heard what you said you would do, and they voted you. So if once you go outside that, like maybe before you would say you can go outside the scope of what you told them, maybe you have finished doing everything you said. You get. Now what I promised the hostel, here I am, is that I'll ensure that the grasses are cut. No long grasses. To cut these grasses cost 10 to 25,000 naira, depending on the mechanism you want. If it's people that will use their hands, if it's machine, and all those things now will not increase the cost. I believe that if you budget 3 months, cutting it every 3 months, these grasses might not. Okay, now there's rainy season, it can reduce, but during harmattan, dry season, I think 3 months cutting of it 3 months is enough. You get. Saving 10,000 every 3 months, that's 30,000 is enough to cut the grass every 3 months. You understand? So this is what I said I would do. And I've done the calculation. I've known how to do it. And how to come about it, even without the school's funds. Now, I said also that I'll ensure that these minutes have been taken. Even before now, I take minutes during my little committee meetings I have. And when we finish, I report back the meeting to the group for people that did not come. You get. This is how I've done these things. You get. So I know how it is done. I work very closely with the current SECGEN. You get. I know how many times. I know about two or three times I've represented his office. You get, because he wasn't around. And I've done, these are things I know how to do, and these are things I intend on doing and doing more. You understand?
Just out of curiosity, right? You say that when they say you didn't do this, you tell them this is what I said I would do.
Yes.
Right. I just want to ask out of curiosity, is do you think leadership is manifesto based, or do you think it is what the people want, like that kind of thing? Like, or do you think it's a mixture of both?
Good. For me, it's a mixture of both.
All right.
You must have a plan.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
cannot start building a house without having a plan.
Okay.
Maybe while you're building a house, you can decide and say, okay, I wanted to make a bungalow, but right now I've seen that I've gotten more money to make it a duplex.
Yes.
You have to go back to the drawing board. Check how best you can make that house a duplex.
Yeah.
So first of all, you come with a plan.
Okay.
When Buhari's government came to office, nobody knew that there would be anything like COVID. Okay.
Yes.
When COVID came, they had to go back to their manifesto. They had to go back to the drawing board. They now started having budgets, more funds in the budget.
Yeah.
They started creating new policies to that they did not put in their campaign before.
Yeah.
You understand? They're creating these policies just to contain the current issue.
Yeah.
You get. So now I have a plan. And this plan is what I'm coming with. I'm telling you, this is what I intend on doing. All things being equal. Now, when we come into office, definitely there will be things we did not foresee.
Yeah.
The things we did not see.
Okay.
Okay. But what is prevalent is that the best interest of the students will be protected.
Yeah.
That is just that's going to be like the silent point of everything. So whatever decision we're taking, we're making sure that is to the best interest of the students, the majority of the students, because sometimes you have to just like take some decisions that okay, some persons will be affected, but you're making sure that this thing will be generally, at least a reasonable man will take that same decision.
Honestly, I'm honestly like, amazed. Like you actually know what you're doing. Like it's obvious that you're not new to this game, and like you're not actually new to this. I'm basically like I'm amazed. And I just want to ask you, right? Another question out of curiosity is this election, SUG election thing, is it a do or die something?
Okay. I want to win. Honestly, I will not join a race. That I've not checked and I don't intend on winning.
Yeah.
But do or die, no, it is not.
It is not.
Initially, this election would have happened last year, 2024.
Okay.
Yes. And I remember last year, I did a lot of projects. I did essay competition. Wow. Of which we gave 100,000 to the winner, and in fact, we did that competition. Paid the people that won. You understand? Yeah. And when they even told us that the election was not going to hold again, we still had to continue with the process, what we are doing. You get them. Okay. So why we see elections being do or die is because what people have put into the election.
Okay, the kind of money
they put in the election, and the electorate are not helping matters, I would say, because you see, most times when you go to talk to someone about voting the person will start asking you questions like, buy me food now. And won't you come and do something for my class? Can't you? Knowing fully well that this person is a student like you, and just because he sat on his bed and decided to run for a position doesn't make 1 million naira enter his account immediately. Yeah. Or maybe there is a grant they give to student politicians that once they give you this grant, everybody now wants to eat it. This money you're still using, this now you dividing your pocket money as tight as the economy is. Maybe let's say they give you 50k every month, and then you now say, okay, since I want to be this, I'm going to be spending only 20,000 in a month. I'll use 30,000, put it in this. So now imagine someone now coming to meet you and then he wants to buy ball, he wants to buy jersey, he wants to buy card, he wants to buy this one, he wants to buy that, and you're looking at your 30k. That 30k is what you use around the election for a month.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to use to do flyer. Flyer alone is expensive. Yeah, 5,000, 7,000, 15,000. It was yesterday I found out some people pay 7k for flyer. The person that's doing my graph flyer is doing it for free. I don't know. It's just as beautiful as my flyers are, the person is doing it for free. And the person, in as much as I've impacted the person too, I remember currently he's working with the agency that is in charge of Miss Chidema Adesina. I don't know if you know the second runner-up of Miss Universe and the world. Wow. Yeah, he's the graphic designer.
She's second runner-up.
Yes.
I think I awarded the video.
Yes. I'll be the Nigerian that she came second.
Yes, she came second.
Yeah. She's the runner-up to her.
She's the runner-up to the Miss Universe.
I was watching the video when they were sweeping.
Yeah.
My mom was watching the video. I remember.
Now see that lady, her graphic designer when she was in Nigeria, because when she had the management when she was in Nigeria, when she now
Okay.
won, her management changed. When she was in Nigeria, my graphic designer,
Yeah.
I was the one that connected him
Wow.
to the management of Cinema Destina, and since then he has been. In fact, last month he was in Benin. He spent like 1 week in Benin, all expense paid trip. But they bought him just to go there and work for Miss Ekun International and Miss Grand Nigeria, and then Miss Universe things. Like he has been I didn't do this so he'll do for me. He just is out of the benevolence of his heart that he's doing for me my graphics for free.
Yeah.
But you see that I don't spend on graphics as much as other people spend. You understand? But one thing is, election is not a do or die. No matter what you spend, if you know that if you have to spend, I tell people, if you have to spend so much or you beg someone to do something to vote you in, that means you are not running a good campaign. You're not running an issue-based campaign.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a problem, a general problem. We in University of Nigeria in Igbo campus, we have a problem. Who can solve this problem? If someone can solve this your problem, don't you think that you could stop spending as much as you imagine? This transport you are paying 150 for. Imagine there's someone that knows how best to make students pay less and still get better services when it comes to transportation. Don't you think that you would want to support that person? I know that this person will save you a lot of cost in the future. Imagine a welfare person that is coming with a short plan on how to reduce cost of food and how to reduce cost of water. These are the major things students spend on every day in this school. If someone comes with such plan, don't you think that voting that person, you don't even need that person to buy you? In fact, you would use your money and give that person and tell the person go. You get? So I feel that if you don't spend so much, if you spend so much, it means that you don't really have a good campaign strategy. You have a plan for students. What you do is look for how best you can make sure students know this. So if you're spending, let it be on publicity. Let it not be on buying votes or get lobbying people to vote you.
People to see your face out
see what you have, see your plan, see what you have to do for them. Then the part of buying them all those things is something you can do out of support, but it should not be a criteria for someone to support you. Okay, you must buy me this bread, or you must go to ShopRite and buy me wine, buy this one before I support you. It should not be like that. So that's what makes election do or die. Imagine me after this congress they had today, I now spend like 500k in ensuring that everybody gets snack food, or maybe I'll cook food and chicken and start serving to everybody. And then I know that when I get into office, maybe I know I've already planned out how to get back my 500k, and you're telling me not to get there. I will do anything possible. I will spend more to ensure that
that's now when
it's a do or die.
You put interest on.
So for me, it's not a do or die. I plan on winning. I would campaign, do my issue-based campaign and win. But whereby I don't win, currently I'm having about 3 or 4 positions. You get? Whereby I don't win, I'll just go back to the drawing board. Currently I suspended activities in my one of my boards, in the board of Losa Week board. You get? And the reason I suspended it is that I'm majorly the one. We are at the very early stage of the planning of that Losa Week, and every vision of that Losa Week comes from me. Currently I'm not in this. If any decision I make now will be a rash decision, or any strategy, any plan I bring out might not really be very accurate, and it's going to affect us. So I decided to take a break from that particular committee, because I want to sit down, make sure that every of my plan is well articulated, that whatever I'm bringing out in the public is something that I'm sure that is going to work and it's going to be impactful. So it's not going to. So I believe that anybody that is doing spending so much or seeing election as do or die is not running an issue-based campaign.
Okay. This is going to be a very crazy question, but
ask, please.
Why not SUG president? Why
Okay.
why not SUG president?
Yes, I actually had the vision to run for SUG president. As this election would have happened when I was in 300 level, the vision was run for SECGEM, show people what a good government is, and run for presidency and get their votes, even without doing so much or without spending so much. But as you can see, they shifted the election, and now I'm in 400 level. after this 400 level, I will reach my political menopause. I will not be able to run for any position in this school.
Yeah.
But I believe that if you want to do something, you don't really need a position per se. A position helps you make it easier. Like instead of you going to seek so much permission, by virtue of that office, you can do it. Now, I wanted to run. In fact, my faculty endorsed me to run for presidency. They told me to run, that I should go, that I must go. But I went back and went back to my plan.
Okay.
You get?
Mm.
I checked it. I even had to call my mom, call my dad, in as much as they don't really support my involvement in politics. But I called them and asked them questions. And I know that I called people that I know that they want my development, they want my they want things that are meant good for me. I not just ask people, I asked my friends, very close friends. I know these people, okay, these people know a lot about me. Ask them, how do you see me running for presidency? Do you know the shocking thing? Every one of my friends supported me to run for presidency.
Wow.
In fact, it was even making me more confused. But my senior sister that is a barrister, she asked me something. She asked me, George, your plan for your next student, was it like, is the position of the president, was it the vision of the position of the president to do such?
Yeah.
Your position, what you want to do to the students, you want to keep accountability.
Yes.
How best do you think when you're the president you keep the accountability? It's still the SECGEN. Now imagine that SECGEN is not having the same vision with you. Maybe the SECGEN is the other person wants to go and sit down and be answering SECGEN. When you're the president, you're doing your work. But you cannot be doing everything. You cannot do the work of president and do the work of the SECGEN.
True.
You get?
True.
So now I thought about, she's just told me, let me judge anything you say, anything you want to do, you do. But this is what I feel. I think students already know you as a SECGEN. They've known you as this SECGEN candidate. And that's an edge you have over other candidates, because you've already fronted yourself as SECGEN. If you run for presidency, you're going to confuse a lot of electorates. In fact, many persons might not know you're running for president. They will go that day to vote. They will look for you in SECGEN, and they will not see you. They'll be like, maybe it's no more wrong. You get? You will not lose some votes because you dropped. I know many persons that left the positions you are going for and went to another position.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they plan to do it, or but I feel like I told my faculty actually that I would not be running. Currently, LOSA doesn't have a presidential candidate because I refuse to run.
Wow.
And the person we have a vice president, we have a SECGEN, and we have a FinSec position. So these are the positions now we now brought up. And everybody coming from LOSA, I'm saying, is bringing an issue base, because one thing our stakeholders do is they'll call you out. What do you have for the students? How best can you do it? They'll screen you from there. You get? So whoever we are fronting, we are sure that this person is going to work. And not just that, there's a strategy, there is a mechanism on how to make this people accountable when they don't do what they're asked to do.
Okay.
You get? So for me, I intend on doing a lot of this and more, and I cannot do it without UNEC students particularly, because one thing I've noticed in leadership is that if the people are not supporting you, or if they are not interested in that part, you're just going to be making a lot of wasted efforts. I remember that currently in my class, I've fixed 2 or 3 events, and none of those events have happened. I did all the things I had to do. I cannot use my money. Even we've had situations where you create an event, use your money, do everything, and tell them come. You even provide bus. We kept bus at the faculty, and we told people, enter this bus, go for party, we'll take you, carry you back to your house. Imagine party. It was even remaining small, we'll buy them drinks. You get? And
nobody came.
In a class of 317, we don't have up to 20 people inside that bus. We brought a white meat. They said they don't want this Obatsu. This one they used to go for posting. They say they wanted meat bus. We got bus. That bus costed us 60 to 70k to bring. We brought it. That bus was, we were very scant inside the bus, and we are doing for a party.
Wow.
And people did not even come for the party. So I think that, and I think the issue is that 400 level is a year in our class where everybody just wants to graduate. Everybody just wants people have seen their GPA. Their GPA is not that strong. Let's do our best this 400 and final year and see what we can make out of it. So they are not very interested in social activities, which is a problem. But I feel like if UNEC students support me as SECGEN, before and even after the election, don't just support me and put me there and leave me in the middle of the scene and run. When I'm not calling for maybe a meeting, everybody around telling me they are busy. No, support me even before the election, after the election. Let people know, let support me even when I'm getting it wrong in government. You tell me, George, this is the best way to do it. I need everybody's help. I don't have the wisdom alone. I don't have the vision alone. That's why I need every UNEC student.
Okay. I don't know. This question is like just came up in my head. Like,
Okay.
we asked for a picture.
Yeah.
We asked for a picture, and it sounds like, what's it called? A lot. So
Three.
one of the pictures had you and chessboard.
Yes.
Do you like chess?
I like chess.
You
I
don't
like the
play.
game chess, but I don't play it. I don't know.
Wow.
In fact, I don't know how to play it. I don't know.
Actually, you see, I actually like. I also like the game chess, but I don't know how to play because I think chess is this game that makes you look, smart and it makes you look like that guy. Like I mean that.
Okay, you're seeing that's how you see it. But I see chess. Chess is a very political game. I think anybody that is good in chess should be good in strategy and politics.
Okay.
I'm good in chess, but
See, that means you've not looked into that political part of you. See, being chess, I know that I don't know much about chess, but I know that chess makes you think that you can be 10 steps ahead of your opponent.
Wow.
Yeah, actually.
Chess will teach you, okay, chess will make you calculate your move and calculate the next person's move. And be like, okay, if this person goes here, I would go here. If this person goes here, I'll take this, I'll take that. So when you're looking at that board, you're not just looking at a board with things on it. You're looking at four or five steps. Your opponent is doing the same. Now whoever wins is the person that calculates faster than the other. I think what made me very love in politics so much is Korean movies. I don't know how that is. I watch ancient Korean movies, and trust me, those people play what we call like they play their type of politics is very, very like mind-blowing. I don't know if it's just the movie that is showing it to us or if it's how it is done there, but trust me, like I think many of my strategies and methods that have been working for me since I got them from Korean movies.
Wow.
Yes, I got them from Korean movies. Korean movies are very interesting. And one thing, and I remember one movie I watched in the Korean movie, and the king could play chess.
Wow.
You get, and the king could stay in his palace and know even what the power inside the market is saying about him. I don't know. He had spies. He had noblemen that he made to become informants. That they'll just be doing like their point, and they'll be knowing which of the ministers that are abusing their powers, and he knew how to bring them to book. So we saw that the president, the king there was very powerful, and he calculated. In fact, when the prime minister wanted to take over his throne, he knew. In fact, he knew as the meeting was happening, he was in his palace, but he was getting the updates when there was no phone there, but he was just getting the update. When the prime minister collaborated with the generals, and they went to invade the palace. Before they could get to the palace, they barricaded the palace. The king has gone to his secret chamber, and in fact, the prime minister was arrested immediately.
Wow.
So I saw that in a situation where someone is not strategic or someone doesn't know how to work with people around him and understand people around him, he would fail. You get so that movie taught me a lot. I think that's Royal Gamblers. That's the name of the movie, Royal Gamblers, and it was chess they were playing there. So chess is one game I love. I don't know how to play.
Personally, I do not play chess. And what you were saying about like having spies, in the markets, stuff like that. What that is like in chess, the pawns, right?
Yeah.
I use them most of the time when I'm playing chess. I use pawns as like a trap to set traps for the people. Yeah. So when they those chess, those pawns, even my dad plays chess too. Okay. So it was something I basically learned how to play chess. And my brother too plays chess. So we all play chess now in our house. And I actually have this political ambition, right? But now that you explained it, I think you can use this basically strategies in chess.
If you can learn chess to the book and use. In fact, I want to start reading chess books. Like I know that there are publishers that just write books and write things on chess. I want to start reading those books. If you can read chess books, like know every principle involved in chess, playing of chess, and you put it in politics, in fact, you will be so dangerous. You'll be dangerous.
Wow.
You'll be dangerous because you would so invested in knowing the step of your opponent, and it's only when you know the step of your opponent that you'll be able to, do a reverse.
True.
I could be here and get an information on, okay, this is what is going to happen. This is what your opponent is planning. this is what
Yeah.
he want or she wants to
Mm-hmm.
do, and then I would immediately do something that would reverse whatever.
Yeah.
That's
That,
where it
That's
comes. You
that's
get.
that's chess. That's chess. That's
Eh,
just chess.
yeah.
That's chess. Wow.
and then when you do checkmate is when you've
Basically
won the
one.
person,
Yeah.
when you are 3 steps, and you, in fact, when the king kept his soldiers in front, you followed the back and
I
captured him.
can't tell
That's
you.
just it.
Like that's basically chess. Wow.
So
That's
that's why I use chess, and that was my 24th birthday picture
yeah.
actually.
Okay. Now that's very nice. Do you plan on going into politics after school?
Yes, I intend on doing another degree in Imo State. I'm from Imo State,
Okay.
and I think I've used a lot of I've learned a lot from
Yeah.
Enugu politics, and I want to go to Imo State.
And study their own style of politics.
Yes, I want to study their methods there, and I want them to benefit from the gifts God gave me, the leadership gifts God gave me.
Yeah.
So I intend on going there, and I want to start from grassroots, which is student politics. You
Okay.
get, I want to go there and do a degree in linguistics. You get, one, develop myself in learning more language, because another thing I understand in politics is if you don't speak someone's language, the person doesn't understand you. So if you plan on going far and wide in the world, you have to learn people's languages.
Yeah.
And I intend on learning some language. I want to learn at least one from every continent, and I want to also be part of the school politics
Okay.
there. This is my intention. This is my dream. I know the future holds a lot for us, but this is my plan.
Okay.
And whatever comes in, we'll still go with the flow.
Okay. Outside school, like,
Mm.
what is your biggest political ambition outside school? Are we talking governor? Are we talking president?
Honestly, I would love to be a president of Nigeria one day.
Yeah.
It's something that I believe every politician should want to do.
Okay.
You get, because I know many ways I can solve some issues, but particularly I am looking into going into the judiciary aspect of my politics.
Okay.
You get,
Lawmaking.
after lawmaking, maybe be a member of the body of benchers,
All right.
join join the international court in Hague.
Okay.
All those parts,
Wow. Okay.
and then I'm a leadership person, so I would want to be in a position where I could teach people, mentor people,
Yeah.
you get,
Yeah. That'll be very
and
nice.
develop impact lives, because at the end of the day, it's impact that matters.
Yeah.
See, you might be having issues. I can be having an issue now, and my issues can be solved because there are people that have impacted in the past, and they would always want to reciprocate. These people help a lot, even when I don't ask. I know many things have happened, many good things have happened to me in UNEC, and that was just because of what I did in UNM.
Wow.
And these people knew about it, and
Alright.
so I feel impact is the best. So I want to go into leadership part very well, even while doing law. And if presidency would not give me the opportunity, I don't want. Yet, if there's a position that can give me the opportunity to talk to students,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll talk to people.
Well, to those listening to this podcast, I really want to thank George, because I think yesterday I was scrolling through my phone, scrolling through status, and then on UNEC Updates Media, I saw our flyer, and George is the person that basically pulled it off. Because I remember that day, I contacted the UNEC Updates Media. I told him, he said he's kind of busy. 2 hours later, Tony showed me his chat with him, and he was like, he's going to pull it off, and I was very happy. And yesterday I saw it, so thank you so much, bro.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think there's one questions, right?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so we're entering the last segment of this show,
Okay.
and now in this segment you're going to be having giving you 60 seconds, right,
Okay.
to basically tell the unique audience, tell the unique people that are going to vote on that day why they should vote you. So you have 60 seconds. Just
Okay.
basically.
I know I've been
So
saying a lot even in this
yeah.
podcast, but one thing I want everybody to have in mind is that I've always been accessible. I've stayed in the hostel all my life. In as much as I always sometimes during I think in 200 level and in this current year, I once stayed in lodge just because of maybe little hostel issues or so. But I want UNEC students to know that I'm very accessible, one.
Yeah.
Two, I've not failed in the past, and I don't intend to fail currently. Three, I want them to note that the union is safe with me because I've had the experience, and I intend on using my wealth of experience to ensure that the union, that they start to believe in the union again.
Wow. That's very good. That's very good.
This podcast, I think it was a very, very wonderful podcast. I mean, one thing I learned from this podcast that I never knew was that there's something called issue-based politics and there's something called propaganda politics. Issue-based is basically telling the people, this is what I'm going to do when I enter the seat. Propaganda is basically criticizing another opinion. So like this podcast was enlightening, it was sharp. And George, honestly speaking, I think you're a very fascinating and different type of person.
Thank you so
Alright,
much.
so thank you for this opportunity to be on our show.
Mm.
Thank you for this opportunity to be on our show.
See, he forgot what you wanted to add something. There's this style that he has. This is podcaster that he has. So okay.
Okay, so for this marathon, we basically want to start like a ritual where a speaker is going to leave a question for the next SUG candidate, not knowing who they are leaving it for.
Okay.
And at the end of the next podcast, he will have to answer the question. So whatever question you have for the next SUG candidate, write it here, and on the next podcast
I will not have to say it now.
No, you don't have to say it. You're just going to write it, and then in the next podcast, everybody's going to hear it basically. And you do not know who you're leaving it for. It could be anybody that is.
Okay.
Just anybody.
All right, no problem. I will write it down.
Alright.
I would like to hear the response. I have a lot of questions for all the aspirants. I think all, even the ones coming out unopposed, in as much as they are, I would say it is a blessing that they are coming out unopposed. But I have a question for all of them.
Okay.
But I'll just ask maybe a general question that I would like to try as much as possible cover anybody you want to ask.
Yeah.
And I hope the person answers. You see, even me, I want good governance. Even whilst being a secretary.
Yeah.
I don't just want to be a secretary. And if you're a secretary and your president is not a working president, you one is that when you call for JC meetings, which is one of the constitutional provisions of the secretary, he might decide and say he's not coming. He's very tired, he cannot come. You understand? That's if you get a president that is not working.
Yeah.
So even me, I want good governance. I want someone that will motivate me. Sometimes you go to office, you be demoralized because of how everybody is working in the executive council they are doing. So I want a situation where I want everybody to have the same vision with me. I want, even if they don't have the same vision, at least be interested in student welfareism. That's when if I raise an opinion, you can support it because you know this thing is going to be very, or you can bring something better.
Yeah.
So I'll just drop the question.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity podcast.
It was a pleasure. I really thank you for this one. I think I will start working on how to make it a more advanced podcast.
Wow.
I see where it's starting, and don't worry, I'll work towards it. I know a place. We'll just talk behind the mic. I'll discuss it. I hope. I wanted to have a podcast too, but because of all the things I'm doing, I will not have time. I will not be consistent.
So
you are doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.